Hello and welcome to the Battle of Derrilane. This is the first battle that the Andanians will most likely encounter on their way to Castile Castle, and I've set up this this particular battle very knight heavy. You'll see there's a lot of knights that are involved. The Andanians have also picked up a couple of heroes along the way, and they have gone diplomatic heavy and got Vermont to join them. So Vermont is up here in the north. Now I'm not sure how far I'll get into this, but I won't play the whole scenario through. But just to see how it works out. Now you can see that the visibility, I can see out to this far here. I can see where the enemy is. Unfortunately, I can see through this forest, but that's just the way that it goes. So to start off with, I'm going to start moving my Vermontians. I can see that there's nothing in the hillside dwelling up here, so I'm going to start moving my units just to move them into a position where what I do intend to do is, if I zoom out, I intend to go up to Harson End, and I'll make up my mind whether I'm going to come through here, which is not easy because there's not a lot of supply through here. The farms and so forth are fairly scant, or come down through the south back to Derrilane. Hopefully by that stage the township will have been taken by the rest of the army. Okay, so I've got my archers in the back here. They have a range. If I right click and look at the properties, you'll see that they have a strike range of 3. Now if I get the research of ranged weapons, which I'm 83% into now, you can see that they will get a +1 range, which comes in very handy when we do get to the castle and the bows are sitting up there on the castle wall, able to fire down on me. If I can fire a bit further, it helps. I've already got investment, so I've got 25% extra gold pieces coming in, and inspiration is 90% done, so I should get that this turn as well, and that gives all of my units an automatic +10% morale boost. Alright, so these are men-at-arms. They're sort of the damage soakers, so I'll just start moving them. Well, actually I won't move them yet. I still haven't actually set my leaders up properly yet, so I better do that. Queen Beaucourt is in fact the weakest of the leaders. So the best ones here, we have Lady Bellieu, who is a rating of 7, and we have Duke de la Fosse, who is the best on-field commander with a rating of 8. So I'll try to give him as many of the knights as possible, which means that I'll need to detach a few bits and bobs around the place. Give him as many knights as possible, which I think is about it. For the knights, I'll go one more. And Lady Bellieu, she will take over the heroes. She doesn't need to have these guys way in the back in her list of attachments, so we will just get the ones that are a bit closer attached to her. That's it. That's it. Alright, let's move up a bit further. Now I can actually attack, and I will. I don't know if I'd normally do this in the game, but I'm going to attack just to show you how it's done. In this particular campaign anyway, I'm sure you know how it's done in general. So we have these archers here, which will provide some sort of defense bonus against any attacks up to a range of 3. So I'll move my knights in as well. And at this stage, all I really plan to do is take out this knight here. Now I could do it just with knights, but I'm going to bring up these heroes who have a range of 2. Now what that means is not that they have, you know, they've got bows or whatever. With heroes, what has happened is that they have actually attacked these knights here, gone in and into the village and attacked them, and then moved back again, with their movement ability being as good as it is. That's what the range 2 is. It's not that they are using necessarily bows and so forth. So it means that I can attack. I'm going to draw off some of the attacks of these archers here as well, and do quite a bit of damage. So I should be able to take out these knights quite easily. And I have. Can I move into the town? No, I cannot move into the town yet. The movement penalty for doing so is too much just now, but that's alright, I don't need to necessarily. So I'll move my men-at-arms up, move my commander in a bit closer. I will leave the Queen in Merrick's farm because I only want her to be involved if the going gets really tough when we get closer to the castle. So as force march these guys so they get there a bit quicker. Alright, so that's all I've got to do there. I've got 93 gold pieces, which is not really enough to buy any new units. Well, it is, but none of the new units that I actually want. I'm looking for men-at-arms, which cost me 100 gold pieces, and perhaps cavalry, once because I get a second attack once I get the charge research up here, which I'm not actually investing in at the moment, so maybe that's what I'll do. I'll put in 75 gold pieces into charge. That'll take 4 or 5 turns before I get it, and you can see that it gives my cavalry +1 attack and +10 demoralization, which makes them quite useful. Righto, let's end the turn. Now I've developed inspiration, so all of my units have got a +10% morale boost from that. Some sort of inspirational talk by the Queen. I've also developed ranged weapons, so all of my ranged attacks will now be +1. And I've collected 77 gold pieces from the resources that I do at this stage own, plus the 25% from the research that I've invested in. Alright, so from the other side, I'm playing hot seat, so from the other side as the Angford side, let's see what it looked like to them. Okay, so they see all of this taking place. The reason why they can't see as far, you can see that there's a lot of area here that they can't see into. It's because those knights are within built-up areas and within forest, so their visibility, or their spotting range I should say, is reduced by about 5 hexes. So I'll show you that with the knights destroyed. Yep. 2 dwellings have been captured. The dwellings are not worth much in terms of gold pieces, so it hasn't added a lot to the Andanians' treasury. But if I have a look in here at the properties of these knights, you can see that the spotting on land is 5, but it has been reduced by 5 because they're in a built-up area. So units that are, and this one here, which is in the forest, their spotting has also been reduced because they're in the forest. They can't see through it. Ironically, these guys here can see through the forest a lot better than these guys can see out of the forest, which is an anomaly, of course, but you know, that's the way it goes. Alright, so I'm going to move these guys up. They're covered by the archers here. I've got more knights coming through. I have the king here, and he looks like he's covering all of those units already, so I don't need to worry too much about that. I'll move him up a little bit further. Heading back this direction, I have these Ang-Nord troops coming through. I have not invested in diplomacy at all, so over here Crystalis is still encamped, and what I will do, what I'll do is I'll invest in it now. I've been waiting for Ang-Nord to get over 100 gold pieces, so now I'll go into diplomacy, go into Ang-Nord. Both of them can affect Guildford, but I want Ang-Nord to do it, and just put 1 chit in. 100%. Crystalis will now move 25 to 50% in my favour. Alright, so I've got 254 gold pieces for Angfud. So I'll go across here. I've got the knights, which are cheaper because this is a destroyed unit. Purchase them, and I've got one more that I can get, and I'll purchase it. So they're 150, and they are available to be put out straight away. Now I could put it right there, but of course deployed units start with 50% morale, so I definitely won't be doing that. I'll put the knights back here so that they can be brought forward. Alright, that's it for that turn. And let's see what Guildford has moved 29%, so that's pretty standard. It usually takes about 3 turns to get them on side. I've collected 30 gold pieces for Angnord, 168 gold pieces for Angford. Yes, I'll have a look at the replay so we can see what it looks like for Andania. A lot of those units, they don't see much at all, do they? Because most of those units are actually in forest, the ones that can see. And now that we've come out into the normal view, you can see that I can spot right back here. And that's probably because of, let's see, which ones would that be? It's probably these leaders here. All right, so this will be the last turn that I'll actually do for this video. All I wanted to do was give you a bit of a look at how it all pans out. Let's have a look at the supply. How far can they get? Yeah, that's fine. So we'll move these guys up. Leave Lady Memsia in the farm of Hillside, just enjoying the vegetables that the farmers produced. I'll move around here a bit just to get a bit more of a spot. Move my archers up. Now let's see if I can get an attack. I'll try to take out this knight unit here. So my heroes go in and attack. They have to defend themselves against the archers and against the knights that are there. These ones here, I'll move these guys up, move the heroes in, they'll attack again. This time the archers didn't have any arrows left. My archers will now start firing. They have 1 ammo left. And that should be enough to finish these guys off. And let's see, they've got another attack. I'll move over here. Let's just attack because we can, and it's a lot of fun. Move these guys in. These guys. So they've got 2 strikes there, but it would be a little bit dangerous. No, let's think about this. I'll head in. Here. These knights will come in, they won't attack because, as you can see, the defense bonus there is quite substantial. If I just hover there, you can see the defense bonus is +3, looking down at the bottom of the screen there. So it would be a disaster to attack those knights as they're defending the Wolf Whistle, the Inn of Derrilane. Okay, now I can reinforce that unit there, so I will bring in the men-at-arms a bit, bring in a few more of these men-at-arms too. I have 88 gold pieces left. That's not real, well, it's enough for some research. If I have a look here, I could put it into magic, which would be good. That gives my heroes an extra bonus as well, so let's do that just because we can. I've played this through a couple of times, but I still haven't got the tactics worked out, so, you know, there's no right or wrong as far as I'm concerned with this. Let's end the turn. Get 83 gold pieces. I'll have a look at the replay. Which is what we just did, so, you know, there's the defensive ranged attack. When we get to the castle attack, those bows, the archers, become very, very important. As do ballistas and trebuchets and cannons, even if you get those out onto the field. Very rudimentary cannons, of course, at this stage. Alright, so that's the replay. Now when I play Angford, what I have to decide is how much I'm going to continue defending this area here, and whether I'll just go back in behind the castle walls and defend from there. Alright, that's where we're going to leave it for now. Thank you for watching.